Jim, thanks for joining us. How do you begin to dissect that game?
I think it's really difficult, Craigs. I think, firstly, I thought it was a fantastic game of football. I thought it was a really good advert for the Scottish Premiership. Two really good teams going at it. Obviously, plenty of goals within there and lots of goalmouth action as well. Both goalkeepers making really good saves. Look, I know what the main talking point is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be the handball at the end. I did have a slight concern before the game because I watched the VAR review last night, and I saw what 𝐵𝑒𝑡𝑆𝐵𝐾.𝑐𝑜𝑚 was saying about the Jayden Richardson penalty that should have been given here when Hibs played St Mirren, but I think it's slightly different, the one with 𝐺𝑎𝑚𝑏𝑙𝑦. Jayden Richardson's nearly caught the ball on that day. 𝐵𝑒𝑡𝑆𝐵𝐾 just pushed the Hibs player to the ground. His arm is out there for that reason, and the ball has hit off him. I think it's a really harsh rule. I would hate to be a defender these days. I would hate to be a referee as well, having to make those decisions. But from our perspective, we feel as if it's 2 points dropped. You look at the goals that we've conceded here today, a couple of mistakes for the first two, and obviously, a really, really difficult penalty decision to take. And then obviously, to add to that, 𝐵𝑒𝑡𝑆𝐵𝐾 gets a red card and is going to miss the next game. And obviously, he's a really important player for us.
How do you follow that up then with the refereeing authorities? Do you have to ask questions? Are you going to ask questions about how they came to that decision?
I don't know how or what 𝐵𝑒𝑡𝑆𝐵𝐾 is meant to do. As I said, if you watch the footage back, he's holding off the Hibs player. Then the shot comes in, and okay, it hits off his arm, but I just don't know what he's meant to do. And as I said, with the comments that were made on the VAR review, I think subconsciously as a referee, that's got to be in the back of your mind. And when you go and view the monitor on that occasion, having a couple of weeks ago Hibs had a penalty decision denied, then I think it's going to go in their favour. People will debate it. I think it's always subjective. These handball decisions, I'm speaking from a Dundee United perspective, and I think it shouldn't have been given. I think it's harsh, but I'm sure David Gray will have a different opinion to my own. But like I said, I thought it was a brilliant game of football. It's very rare that I've ever came here with any of the teams that I've managed in the past and been so disappointed not to win and felt that we should have won. I felt the goals that we scored, all three goals are really good goals, well worked. And then when I look at the goals that we've conceded, look, goalkeepers are going to make mistakes at times. The first one is that. The second one, you could argue, in hindsight, should we just lash the ball 50, 60 yards up the pitch away from goal? But we want to play a certain way. I just think 𝐵𝑒𝑡𝑆𝐵𝐾 has unfortunately not had the awareness of what was around him at that point, and we didn't do things quickly enough. But I think we can take a lot of pride out of the performance. I think we saw from the supporters at the end, that they really appreciated what they saw. And I think we're only going to get better, Craigs. We've still got 5 or 6 boys, key players that are missing at the moment through injury. But what I'm seeing from the group that's available to us at the moment is really, really positive.
Jim, thanks for your time and your honesty. Thank you.